I'm Erin Anderson, and I help people buy and sell homes right here in the Bay Area. I'm sure you've heard the term the Bay Area or the Bay when we're talking about San Francisco. If you watch this channel, you know that's pretty much all I talk about. So maybe you've wondered, what is the Bay Area? Let's talk about that in this video. Now, believe it or not, that can be kind of a controversial question. There are people that have very differing ideas as to what makes up the Bay Area. Most accepted and probably the most common train of thought, and actually the one that our government agencies accept, is that the Bay Area is made up of the 9 counties that surround the San Francisco Bay. Those counties are Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, Napa, San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, Solano, and Sonoma counties. Now that is a lot, and to be honest, I don't know that I'd consider some of those part of the Bay Area, but that's the most accepted explanation for what is the Bay Area. Now within those 9 counties, we have 101 cities that house about 8 million people in about 7,000 square miles. Basically, we're just a little bit smaller than New Jersey, and we're actually bigger than Massachusetts. Now, the Bay Area is usually broken up into 4 different categories. You've got the North Bay, the East Bay, the South Bay, and the Peninsula. The East Bay is basically anything east of San Francisco over the Bay Bridge. The North Bay is anything across the Golden Gate Bridge. The Peninsula is that little finger that San Francisco is on, and San Mateo County below that. And then Santa Clara County is basically what's considered the South Bay. So within the East Bay, you've got Alameda County, which is home to the city of Alameda, Berkeley, and its largest city, Oakland. As some of you may know, Oakland is right across the Bay Bridge from San Francisco. So it is a very big city in itself. And Alameda is actually a very big county. You've got anywhere from urban areas like Oakland all the way out to Livermore, which is the other edge of the county, where Livermore has a wine country all its own. A lot of people here in the Bay Area prefer to Napa. Also in the East Bay is Contra Costa County. This is where I live. I live in a town called Martinez. Contra Costa County also consists of towns like Antioch, Richmond, and the largest city is Concord. I would say Contra Costa County is basically made up mostly of suburbs. Concord and Richmond are probably the biggest cities here. We've also got lots of open space here. We've got Mount Diablo, which is one of the 2 mountains here in the Bay Area. But again, the landscape of Contra Costa also varies from Martinez, where I am. We're right on the Carquinez Straits, which leads into the Bay, all the way out to Oakley, which some people don't actually consider part of the Bay Area, but it's in Contra Costa County, where again, people have larger pieces of land and it can be considered a little more rural in that direction. Now let's move on to the North Bay. Marin County is just over the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, home to cities like Marin, Sausalito, Tiburon, and Novato. I would say Marin County is one of the more expensive counties in San Francisco Bay Area. Some may say the whole thing is expensive, and they're probably not wrong. I would say Marin is one of the most expensive counties of the 9 in the Bay Area. It also has probably the most outdoor space to enjoy. It has 6 state parks, lots of shoreline. This is where you're gonna find Stinson Beach, which if you watch my beach video, you're gonna know that it's one of the better swimming beaches here in the Bay Area. Mount Tamalpais, that's the other mountain here in the Bay Area. It's great for hiking and enjoying the outdoors. 2 probably more famous landmarks here in the Bay Area is Point Reyes, which is the Point Reyes shoreline. It has the lighthouse. I've talked about that in other videos. And also Muir Woods, which is just a beautiful recreation area where there's hiking trails, paved and unpaved, where you just walk through redwoods and enjoy things that are only here in the Bay Area. Now, next up in the North Bay is Napa, which everyone knows Napa because of the Napa Valley. World famous wine country, probably the best wines you're gonna get in the United States. Obviously, it's a tourist destination here in the Bay Area. It has lots of restaurants, breweries, wineries, of course. Right next to Napa County is Sonoma County. Sonoma Valley being right next to Napa Valley, you can imagine that their wines are just as good as the ones that come out of Napa. Sonoma County is also home to cities like Santa Rosa, which is actually the 5th largest city in the Bay Area. Rohnert Park is home to Sonoma State University, which is just one of the many colleges here in the Bay Area. Along with its wine country, Sonoma also has great beaches and shoreline. Bodega Bay is pretty famous, and that's in Sonoma County, as well as Sebastopol. Solano County rounds out the North Bay here. It is home to cities like Vallejo and Fairfield. If you are a candy lover like I am, it is home to the Jelly Belly factory. Solano County is also home to one of the Anheuser-Busch breweries. So we have a lot of microbreweries here. Now let's move on to Santa Clara County, which is home to San Jose, Cupertino, Mountain View, Palo Alto, all cities you've probably heard of because they make up the Silicon Valley. Now, some people say that is not a part of the Bay Area, that it's its own little region, and I don't know that they're wrong, but it is. Santa Clara County is considered part of the Bay. And as you probably know, the Silicon Valley is home to major tech companies like Google and Apple and Facebook. That's where all of these companies are headquartered, so it is a very important part of our region. And many of these companies are tied to San Francisco as well. So it is part of the Bay Area, I'd say. Now let's move on to the peninsula. As you probably know, the peninsula is surrounded by water on 3 sides. And one of the counties within that area is San Mateo County. San Mateo County is interesting because it has a mountain range, the Santa Cruz Mountains, that splits it right down the middle. And most people live on the western side, so the ocean side there. The eastern side, the side that's more along the bay, is more mountainous and it has lots of parklands and outdoor spaces to enjoy. San Mateo County is home to cities like San Mateo, Burlingame, and Daly City. Now finally, we're at the last county. San Francisco is actually a city and a county. The whole city is its own county. So the county of San Francisco only has the city of San Francisco. But within that, you've got all the different neighborhoods of the San Francisco, the Sunset District, the Tenderloin, the Marina District, North Beach, the Financial District. All of those are just like almost little suburbs of their own within the city. But as we know, if we've been watching these videos, San Francisco is actually very small. It's only 7 square miles. So it's just the tip of the peninsula there. But it's home to so much, including the San Francisco Airport, the Golden Gate Bridge, and all of the other attractions that makes it such a world famous city. If you're coming to San Francisco or you live here and you're just wanting to know some cool things to do, I've got some videos just to tell you about that too. Okay, so I hope that kind of clears up what is the Bay Area. So if you've been curious about the Bay Area and maybe thinking about calling it home, or you already live here and are interested in maybe another part of it, I help people buy and sell homes here every day, and I would love to help you. All my information is below. If you have anything to add to this video, I'd love for you to put it in the comments to share with others. Have a great day.